Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so Fleischer had a full docket today, like 120 cases he did today. Well, that round we rounded up one. He did 119, but we're gonna give him 120 because I'm sure one of the people came up twice. You know he is. You go sit over there for a while. I'm not ready for you. And then we got some other. I guess I mean they're a little sad because people made a mistake. And you know how, and this is why I kept them in. You know how the judges give second chances, and they're like, "Hey, this is deferred, or I'm gonna suspend this sentence, and you only have to go X amount of days, or months, or years without messing up. And then if you mess up, if you don't, we're just gonna dismiss everything like it never happened. But if you do mess up, you get the sentence." And people are like, the judge let them free, let them walk, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, they mean it. They mean it. If you mess up, you get the sentence. That's exactly what happens. We don't see a lot of them, but I'm going to show you some today. Okay. Let's start with and then there's prison love. Guys, do not fall in love in the wrong places. You know what the wrong places are. No one has to tell you this. No one has to give you this advice, but apparently we do. Let's start with um where the past catches up with this lady. I have to fast forward a little bit to get to the spot because it's a 10-hour clip. And to edit that would take me forever. So I'm just going to fast forward.
Your mom's still searching for her.
Don't worry. Don't worry. This is all good. We're going to ignore all these people. They were boring. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to show this clip, those are the parents, by the way, of the girl we're about to see. There's mom and dad. They're happy to be here. But one of the reasons why I really wanted to show something from this courtroom, was because the flags. We got a lot of service members in here. I think we are most represented by the Navy here. Go Navy. Um, and these flags. It's just I got this clip because these flags are here. As a big old thank you. I think this is muted at this part. It is muted, so I'm going to bump it up a little bit.
Harris, on behalf. This is case number 23CR41128, the state of Ohio versus Margaret Hotchkiss. Mrs. Hotchkiss is before the court with her counsel, Mr. Adams. Mr. Harris, on behalf of the state of Ohio. Mr. Harris.
Your Honor, we've had pretrial discussions in this matter. It's my understanding we have reached
No Army
on a plea. My understanding is the defendant is going to change her plea to guilty to count one of the indictment, possession of cocaine, felony of the 5th degree. And if that is done, the state has agreed to dismiss count 2, which is possession of drugs.
Mr. Adams, is that accurate?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. First of all, good afternoon. Second of all, it is accurate. And with that, Ms. Hotchkiss is prepared to tender a plea to the count 1 possession of cocaine and would also be willing to waive PSI.
All right, Ms. Hotchkiss, they're telling me that you may wish to change your plea to guilty to 1 count from the indictment. Before I get to your change of plea, I need to go over some things with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
24.
How far did you go in school?
I'm almost done with my bachelor's degree.
So you're able to read and write,
Yes, sir.
and you're a citizen of the United States.
Yes, sir.
Has anyone promised you how the court would sentence you in this case?
No, sir.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty against your will?
No, sir.
Are you satisfied with the representation you've received from Mr. Adams in this case?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
Do you take any type of medication that interferes with your ability to understand what's going on here today?
No, sir.
I have in front of me a document. This is called a change of plea and entry. On the second page, on the line marked defendant, there appears a signature. Did you sign this?
Yes, sir.
Did you read this and go over it with your attorney? Signed it.
Yes, sir.
And you believe you understand what it says?
Yes, sir.
This document says you're entering a plea of guilty to 1 count of possession of cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree that carries a maximum penalty of 12 months in prison and a maximum fine of $2,500. The prison term is not mandatory. Do you understand the maximum penalties involved?
Yes, sir.
In addition to the maximum penalties, you're also subject to a discretionary period of post-release control, which means upon your release from prison on this charge, the adult parole authority may choose to supervise you for a period of up to 2 years. If they impose that supervision and you violate those rules, you can be returned to prison for up to 1/2 of the court's original sentence. If your violation is that you commit another felony, you can be returned to prison for 1 year or the period that you have left on PRC, whichever is longer, and that time would run consecutive to any additional prison time that you get sentenced to. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, you are eligible for what's called community control in this case, although I'm not going to go over that with you because I am not sentencing you to community control. I am sending you to prison today because, quite frankly, because of your Greene County case, I really can't put you on supervision. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You are presumed innocent of this charge, which means you cannot be sentenced or punished unless you plead guilty or you're found guilty following a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to trial by jury. If you want, we will impanel a jury of 12 people and require the state of Ohio to present sufficient evidence to convince each of the jurors of your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, or they are required to find you not guilty. Their verdict must be unanimous. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
At that trial, you have a right to see and hear all the evidence that the state has against you. With the help of your attorney, you have the right to confront and cross-examine each of the state's witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to call witnesses on your behalf and in your defense. If any of those witnesses are reluctant to come, the court can force them to come by way of subpoena. That's your right of compulsory process. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You also have the right to remain silent at your trial. You cannot be forced to testify against yourself. The prosecutor is not permitted to call you as a witness. You can choose not to testify in your own defense. If you don't testify, that will not be used against you, and I will instruct the jury that they are not permitted to infer your guilt nor anything else from your silence. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Drugs.
Burden of proof is on the state. At your trial, you're not required to call any witnesses nor present any defense, and if you do not, that will not be held against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The standard of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. That standard applies to each of what are called the essential elements of each charge from the indictment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, you could also waive your right to a jury trial, but maintain all the other rights we've discussed. You can try your case to the court. I, too, would have to be convinced of your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt or would be required to find you not guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe you understand each of these rights we've gone over?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that when you enter a plea of guilty, you will be waiving all of these? No trial.
Yes, sir.
This is how you want to proceed.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Harris.
Your Honor, if this matter had proceeded to trial, the state would show beyond a reasonable doubt, in addition to all allegations in the indictment as to count one, that on or about July 23rd of 2023, Margaret Hotchkiss was found
Coke
in possession of
1.5
several controlled substances after overdosing in the city of
grams.
Monroe, Warren County, Ohio. Specifically, Monroe Police Department was called to Shell gas station for a possible overdose. They saw a driver's door open and a leg hanging out. When they encountered the defendant, she appeared to be under the influence. She had grabbed a suspected bag of marijuana and put it under her and put it on the floor when she exited. Also, there was a probable cause search revealing a bag of white powder substance, another bag of crystal in her wallet and her purse. That was sent to the lab. It did test out as 0.1 grams cocaine, as well as a fentanyl and mixture of xylazine.
Mr. Adams, anything on those facts?
No, sir.
Ms. Hotchkiss, did you hear the statement that he read?
Yes, sir.
Do you admit that what he stated is true?
Yes, sir.
And again, you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty, the rights you and I just went over.
Yes, sir.
What is your plea?
Guilty.
The court will make a finding that you've made a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver of your constitutional
always at
rights.
the
We
shall.
discussed The court will accept your plea of guilty, and based upon the statement of facts in your plea, the court will make a finding of guilty. Waive PSI, proceed with sentencing.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Harris, anything on behalf?
If you were going to buy drugs, would you go to the Shell or the Chevron? I feel like the Chevron might be more of a stalking, trespassing. I mean, like a trespassing place. And the Shell is more of a overdose with your foot hanging out of the car type of place. I think if I was going to go buy drugs, I would find a Shell. Okay. It wasn't Ajax, but who remembers? He remembers the Ajax scene from Up in Smoke. That was top quality content, guys.
At the state,
Your Honor, BCI did the laboratory work, so there's no reimbursement requested. And actually, I do not have.
I have 14 days based upon the ILC assessment. Does that sound right? In our
Yes.
jail?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Harris?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Adams?
Your Honor, the court's been kind with its time, and chambers in presence of the prosecutor have explained to the court, obviously, the Greene County situation. Her family, mother and father are here. I've told her all of this previously. I think she's one short,
One class.
one class short of a bachelor's. I thought you'd actually finished that, but she's one credit short. She was getting herself through all of the treatment that was required in Miami County. I believe the trajectory for this young lady was on its way up. Unfortunately, past conduct just ultimately came with this penalty. She's bright. She's got a good family. She's very, very smart.
She's out of your league.
She knows that. Hearing those facts as he read them is almost like, having known her now as long as I have, it's almost like we're talking about a different person, because she's so much better now than she was. Unfortunately, prior conduct results in penalties. So I'd ask the court, based upon the low-level offense, 0.1 grams, and the fact that she is serving her first prison sentence, to run any time that this court provides concurrent with the Greene County case number.
Anything you want to say?
No, sir.
Mom and Dad, anything you want to say before I sentence her?
No, sir.
All right, the court's
Mika, it's funny because wait till you see the next case or the third case.
considered the statements made here today, the purposes and the principles of sentencing, the relevant seriousness and recidivism factors. Obviously, Ms. Hotchkiss has already said to you, there's no sense in me putting you into community control. In fact, this really was an ILC case, intervention in lieu of conviction case, but for the fact that you're the impossibility of you serving community control or even intervention in lieu of conviction now because you've been sent to prison by another court. So it doesn't really make any sense for me to delay this for 12 months and bring you back and start this whole process. It doesn't make any sense. So I will accept Mr. Adams' explanation as far as the trajectory that you have started. He indicated that this is your first time in prison and your last.
Yes, sir.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. A pretty sad case. I mean, someone is young and educated and comes from a good family. This drug situation in our country touches everybody. It's no one seems to be immune from it. I understand, but you need to apply whatever lessons you've learned through all of this. You need to apply them going forward. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So the court's going to order you to serve 9 months in prison. That I don't know that I need to make any findings with regards to concurrent. It's going to automatically be concurrent. I won't make any findings with regard to a consecutive sentence because I simply can't make those findings necessary to run this sentence consecutive to the Greene County case. You have 14 days jail time credit on this 9 months, and you are indigent for the purpose of any fines, costs, or other financial sanctions. Now you are subject to this discretionary post-release control. I believe you're also on the discretionary in Greene County. The F3 is a discretionary one as well. Do you want me to go over that with you again?
We would waive read that, Judge.
All right. There may be opportunities for you to receive up to 1 day per month for participation in certain education, vocation, or other programs sponsored by the Department of Corrections. And finally, you have a right to appeal the court's decision of your sentence to the 12th District Court of Appeals. If you want to appeal, you must file your notice within 30 days of today's date. If you can't afford to pay for the transcript or anything necessary for your appeal, that can all be provided to you at no cost. If you cannot afford an attorney, I will appoint one for you to handle your appeal. Do you understand your right of appeal?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Mr. Harris, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Adams,
No, sir, Judge. Thank you.
best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Damn, Fletcher, you're powerful. As soon as you said that, she put her eyes straight down. She brought him up at the end, but you need to start saying like stuff about my kids and maybe they'll do it. I don't know, Fletcher, you have powers. This is just, we don't have the whole thing. We're not doing the whole thing. We're just doing a tiny little outburst. A tiny little outburst from an inmate.
Asking you to start picking the jury and tell me to cut my hair. Is that a big deal to you? I've had long hair all my life. It is here nor there, but it's just the way it is. But that was part of the rules, as it turned out. My mother called me up. She said, "What do you mean you won't cut your hair?" I said, "Why should I cut my hair?" And she even said that to him. He's had long hair his whole life. Then she called me up. She said, "Well, you have to think about who's telling you that." Okay, if that's supposed to make a difference, that's how you prepare for trial, is telling your client to cut his hair? It's ridiculous.
Thank you, Mr. Chung.
The things lawyers ask their clients to do to get them out of jail is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I have to cut my hair. No, I'd rather sit in jail. I'm not going to try to help myself get out of jail. I'm going to get mad at you for trying to help me help myself. I had long hair all my life, and I just had to cut it a bit ago, and I don't like it. But, sometimes you have to cut your hair. That's just what happens. All right. Now, Mika. Here we go. Ohio, this is for you to learn a lesson.
State of Ohio versus Savannah Parthmore.
Yes, we went to TP to Peeler.
Ms. Parthmore is present today with her attorney, Craig Newberger. The state is represented by Jenny Nicholson. We're here for sentencing. Is there a statement from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask for the $70 lab reimbursement to be ordered. Aside from that, we would defer to any recommendations from probation. Her inmate co-defendant has already pled and been sentenced.
Okay. I couldn't tell if you were finished. Are you finished?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Newberger, anything on behalf of Ms. Parthmore?
She accepted responsibility, and I believe that the court I defer to your discretion.
All right,
You're in the
Ms.
best position.
Way to work hard.
Parthmore, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, Your Honor. Your Honor, I believe she has 7 days of jail time credit.
Okay. I'm sorry, negative?
I mean, that's, right, I mean, it's mandatory, so it's agreed, so, okay.
All right, Ms. Parthmore, you had nothing to say, so I have to rely solely on the documents in the pre-sentence investigation, and there is a statement.
Here we go.
The PSI. Saying you're the victim in the case of a toxic relationship. You're the one who chose to get into the relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you knew this person was in prison when you got into the relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
Mika, I hope you're listening, because she chose to get into a relationship with someone who was in prison at the time. And now look at where she is. Now, trust me, we all want to see you there. We all want that video clip. We do. But not at the expense of your freedom. Okay, we do want it at the expense of your freedom, but you don't have to jump into that with that other girl. You just don't. Don't date people who are currently in prison.
What do you expect to become of that?
I'm not really sure. He was also my first relationship.
Okay. All right. I reviewed the pre-sentence investigation statement from Ms. Parkmore. I find that she's eligible for community control, that she
Probably church, Kelly.
complete outpatient mental health therapy as recommended by Talbot House, and group sessions. So she would have individual and group sessions, that she complete 50 hours of community service, that she have no contact with any inmate in any penal institution, that you not go onto the grounds of any correctional facility, that you complete thinking for a change. If the conditions
Yo,
of
leave that
community
keyboard
control are
alone.
violated,
Easy,
if you
Rambo.
commit a violation of any law, or if you leave the state without permission of your probation officer or the court, then the court may impose a longer time under the same sanction. The term of probation at this time is 3 years. The court may impose a more restrictive sanction, or the court may impose a prison term on you. Range from which the prison term may be imposed in this case is 9 to 24 months. Is there anything else beyond appellate rights? And I'll order the $70 reimbursement.
Waiving other fines and court costs?
Yes.
Nothing additional.
Mr. Newberger, anything else?
I'm sure you'll get to appellate rights, but
I'm sorry? Do
there's nothing else.
you have any questions, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you have a right to appeal this sentence. You have 30 days from today to file a notice of appeal. If you cannot afford an attorney on appeal, an attorney will be appointed to represent you. Any document you need will be provided at no cost. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Preventable. Preventable? Did no one else in her life tell her do not contact people in prison or go on prison grounds? Well, now she's not allowed at all. So what if her mom goes to jail? Oh, well, you can't go there. You might pick up an ex-husband. I don't know what they did together, though. I wonder what the crime was. I don't know what the crime was. They didn't tell us what the crime was. Yeah. So yeah, she got probation, right? Probation. She had 8 days in jail already. And he is already in jail for his part of the crime, whatever the crime may have been. We don't know. I'm guessing since he was involved and he is incarcerated, it has to be like her bringing contraband into the prison. I don't think it's like it can't be anything on the outside. So, Hanky Panky, we're just glad you're here. I wake up for the same reasons. I can't fall asleep for the same reasons. I yell at people for the same reasons. I eat a lot of chocolate for the same reasons that you're here today. Okay, guys, we have a 9-minute clip that I named Escape, but I can't remember what it is, so I hope it's good. Come on. Here we go.
Or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription, comply with the protection orders, remain law abiding, and in the 1143 case, not drive without a valid driver's license or without valid insurance. Ms. Wallace, your next court date out of custody for filing of formal charges is July 24th at 3:30 in the clerk's office. If you remain in custody, it will be July 17th at 3:30. If you do post your bonds, you'll need to make sure that you check in with pretrial services here in Greeley within 24 hours of your release, and you'll be given their address when you post your bonds. Do you have any questions that I can try to answer for you today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, court's in recess on these cases. And deputies, is this Ms. Romero?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. The court calls People versus Alyssa Romero, 24M 2068. Ms. Romero, do you have any questions about your rights as explained to you in the video that you watched or the packet that you read through?
He is very famous.
Have you ever served in the United States military?
No, ma'am.
The court has reviewed the affidavit in support
most
of your
prisons.
warrantless arrest and have found that there is probable cause. The one charge alleged against you at this point is violation of a criminal protection order. I am required today, in this case, to issue a mandatory protection order today that will order that you not harass, molest, intimidate, retaliate against, or tamper with any witness to or victim of the acts that you were alleged to have committed. I am going to set bond today and set another court date. What is the people's position in regards to bond?
Thank you, Your Honor. I would be requesting a moderate cash or surety bond in this case. The reason for that is I count that the defendant has 5 prior failures to appear, as well as an escape conviction from 2024. And so those concerns for me make me think that she may not appear for court in the future.
I will appear for court if you could appear.
Romero? Ms. Romero? Just hang on one second, okay? Ms. Romero?
Ms.
Romero, just hang on one second, okay? And Ms. Romero, I'm going to hear from your attorney right now, okay? Go ahead, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Romero does live here in Greeley. She's indicated she's been homeless for about 27 years, but is here in Greeley. She is looking for work. She did indicate to me that she does have an appointment set up with North Range, that she needs to go, and she needs to get out because she did forget the date, so she needs to go verify that. She's just really struggling right now. She's struggling with some mental health issues that she's working on currently, and she's doing a good job by getting that appointment set up at North Range. And so that's the biggest thing that she wants to do. And so we're asking the court to please grant her personal recognizance bond as because she's looking for work and experiencing
Fletcher, your power didn't work.
homelessness. She's not able to afford a monetary condition of bond at this time. Thank you very much.
Please, if you could give me a PR bond.
Ms. Romero, when is your appointment with North Range?
It was I think like August 2nd or something.
It's
And Ms.
not.
Thomas, I didn't see any other holds, but I might be missing something. Did you notice anything else?
I didn't, when I was looking everything up, it looked like all her cases were closed.
That's what I thought too, but I just want to make sure I wasn't missing it. Ms. Romero, I am going to release you on a $1,000 personal recognizance bond, so you don't have to post any money, but I am imposing a number of conditions, okay? So I need you to listen to me carefully. So conditions of your bond are that you check in with pretrial tomorrow before 5 o'clock. They're here in Greeley. You'll be given their address when you're released. That you not possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription, monitored for sobriety, comply with the protection order, remain law-abiding, and then comply with any of your appointments at North Range and any treatment, okay?
Nope,
So
she
your
won't.
next court date out of custody is August 20th at 8:30 a.m.
She
in
won't be
Division
there.
A. You'll be released today. You do not have to post any money. Just check in with pretrial services tomorrow. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Court's in recess. Thank you so much, deputies.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Jensen, Your Honor.
Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Aaron Thomas Jensen.
Good morning, Mr. Jensen. I'm Magistrate McDonald. This is case number 23M 1475. Please just give me a moment to pull up your case. Did you have an opportunity to review the advisement information that was provided to you?
I have.
Have any questions as to your rights at this time?
Yeah, can I state something real fast? I know this is a bond hearing, but I just got transferred here from Buena Vista Prison, and I just did my time for this crime. I should not be in here. I'm supposed to be MRD out to public in 2 days. I'm on parole on the 16th, the morning of the 16th.
Mr. Jensen, I apologize. I'm not smart enough to know what MRD means. Would you please share?
Mandatory release date, sir.
I wasn't being critical. I wasn't being cute.
Okay.
I really didn't know.
Oh, I know. I understand. I just finished my I'm like a day and a half from finishing my prison sentence for escaping the halfway house. I'm in here for M2. Obviously, they put a warrant against me while I was in prison, and they should have had this taken care of. But I just finished my 18-month sentence for this crime.
All right, let's figure out where we are. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
Mr. Venata, are you willing to waive formal advisement at this time?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Mr. Polto, the people's position on bond. I don't see any pretrial services recommendation here.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, I agree that it is the unauthorized absence charge though. And so I think a PR bond might be appropriate if based on the defendant's representations.
Right. It was previously set at $250 cash. The court will authorize, unless Mr. Venata objects to a PR bond.
Oh, we don't.
I'll set it $250 PR. And Mr. Polta, I'm don't take this the wrong way, Mr. Jensen, but I'm going to ask him if what you're saying makes sense. Not because I'm not believing you, but because he's got paperwork that I don't have that might provide some insight. So, Mr. Polta, the defendant's suggesting that he's a day and a half or 2 days from his mandatory release date on the underlying charge and has served 18 months. Does that sound right to you?
So it sounds plausible in the sense that the warrant, and I don't know about the 18 months thing, but the complaint information for the misdemeanor was issued last June. So
that's when I ran from the halfway.
Right. And my assumption would be they would have the ability to do like an immediate parole violation, essentially. And so he was probably incarcerated on that. And I'm not sure why this hung out the entire time. So
all right.
It was probably just a
mistake.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Jensen, here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a $250 PR bond. That means that you will be released today. Your next hearing date is July 25, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. That's a Thursday, week and a half, roughly. There's an order in this case that addresses a mandatory injunctive protection order, but I don't see the protection order itself. I do not want to create one. No, there it is. There it is. It was issued 2024. So good. That means I don't have to. Yay, me.
Yay, Judge.
No, that's a different document entirely. That's a notice of forfeiture. Nonetheless, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to address the protection order at this time. If the court at your next hearing deems it appropriate, it can issue it at that time. You must remain law-abiding at all times. And I'm not going to order a pretrial supervision.
I'm going straight to parole anyway. So
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So is there anything else, Mr. Polta?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Jensen, I wish you the best of luck. Good luck.
Okay.
Now,
are they going to give me a document on this?
They should.
Okay, thank you.
You have a good day.
Have a good day.
Yep, that judge is really, really, really growing on me, guys. So could probably expect to see more of him. I know I have to tell you about this next one, but I can't remember. So hold on. We're in Connecticut.
Susan, it's my understanding this is a matter of.
Okay. This one is absolutely interesting. So, what happens if your attorney dies? What happens to all the cases that this attorney has who has passed away? I mean, if they're in a law firm, you would just probably assume that someone else from a law firm will just handle it. I'm not talking about like public defenders I'm talking about like paid, you hired an attorney to take your case. You paid them money and they're working on your case and then they die. Happens to all your cases.
Just one moment, Judge. Okay, Judge, we're on the record now.
All right, good morning. I'm Judge Patrick Carroll. This is the matter of the Office of the Chief Disciplinary Counsel against Alicia Mathers. It's down for a status conference today. And Mr. Souza, it's my understanding that you have a brief report. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Why don't you go right ahead?
I was wrong. Hold on. We're going to get to the answer to my question, just not right here. Right here, I recorded this because we're gonna keep an eye on this. Okay, Alicia Mathers was an attorney in Connecticut, and she's in front of the Office of the Chief Disciplinary Counsel today because of wrongdoing. She did something bad, and I don't know what it is yet. We're gonna find out. Not today. We're gonna find out. So this is her hand slap, or revoking her license or whatever is supposed to happen right here today. But it's not going to happen here today, and this is what we have to keep an eye out on for the future.
Thank you. So Attorney Mathers has not responded to the present matter, and Chief Disciplinary Counsel Staines, there's an ongoing matter before Judge Cobb in Hartford, and that case is CV 22-6156-785, and that case is scheduled for a contempt hearing next Wednesday. The marshal has effectuated service of that pending hearing on the respondent, and at this point, that case is a lot more mature and a lot more significant sanctions than the present case. So after reviewing the matter with the Chief Disciplinary Counsel, I think my position would be at this point, it may make more sense to hold off at this point on making any decisions in the current matter and let it play out before Judge Cobb in that matter that's ongoing in Hartford. The hearing is scheduled next Wednesday, July 24th.
I think that makes sense. I think my goal would be to make sure that we have consistent outcomes in both the Hartford matter and this matter. So, Attorney Ahmed, why don't we put the matter down for a further status conference before me on, would Monday, July 29th work for you, Mr. Souza?
Yes, I'm available that day, Your Honor.
Okay, why don't we put it down on that date then, Attorney Ahmed, all right?
Yes, Your Honor, I can put it down for 10:30.
Perfect. Okay, I guess that concludes this matter then. So we will stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Right.
This attorney's in big trouble, guys. We're going to try to see why on Wednesday. All right, now we're going to the attorney that died. I forgot I put that little piece in there first.
Versus
Your Honor, on. Okay, Your Honor, we're on the record.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Patrick Carroll. We're here this morning on the matter of the Office of Chief Disciplinary Counsel versus Robert Elliott. And if Attorney Villar and Attorney Rothstein can identify themselves for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marie-Louise Villar, Assistant Chief Disciplinary Counsel.
Rich Rothstein on behalf of Robert Elliott.
All right, thank you, Ms.
And that's the answer to the question, guys. The Chief Disciplinary Counsel takes the case and figures out what to do with all the cases that the attorney that passed away already got paid for.
Mr. Rothstein, for entering your appearance in this matter. Ms. Villar, I've read all the paperwork in the file. I know that you submitted a proposed order. Would you like to be heard further with respect to that order?
I don't think I need to, Your Honor. However, I would just like to say that my office worked very, very closely with Attorney Elliott's paralegal I believe her name was Kristen Solis. She was incredibly helpful. A substantial number of the files have already been distributed, and I think Attorney Rothstein took over a few of them. So I just wanted to thank the entire Elliott firm for all of their help in making sure that things moved along before a trustee was even appointed.
Well, that's great. It's great to hear that. It certainly inures to the benefit of Mr. Elliott's former clients and to his own estate. So that's good to know. And Attorney Rothstein, is there anything that you wanted to add?
No, I do have Mrs. Elliott in my office. You don't see her, but you could if I move the camera. She's here, and she heard those very kind words, Judge, and I agree with what was said about Kristen Solis. She's been outstanding, and in the number of cases that I agreed to help the firm out with, she was terrific. So I will, I'm sure, end up talking to her at some point, and I will pass on the kind words that we just heard.
Nice bow tie.
Well, that's great. And I thank you, Mr. Rothstein, for getting involved and helping out. That makes things a lot easier as well. So unless there's nothing further from either the Office of Chief Disciplinary Counsel or from you, Mr. Rothstein, I'm prepared to approve the order that's been submitted and enter orders in accordance with that proposed order.
Well, I do have one other thing, Your Honor. Since we're throwing kind words out, besides wanting to help the concerns that Attorney Elliott had in the situation, I did my research, and when I found out you were going to be the judge, that's what clinched it for me jumping into the case.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, it's been quite a number of years since I've been on the bench. I've been in the Chief Court Administrator's office for 17 years. So it's nice to transition back into the appearances on the bench with folks like you and Attorney Villar, and certainly with the incredible court staff in Waterbury, most significantly Attorney Ahmed and Attorney Ferraro. So thank you.
Wait a minute. Are you going to be in Waterbury, Judge?
I'm actually sitting in Bridgeport now. When we have in-person matters, I will go to Waterbury to handle those in-person matters, only on this docket.
I see. Why I asked that is because one of the cases I agreed to help out with was a criminal case in Waterbury, and I wasn't going to go down there. And then the client asked, well, can I talk to you? And he convinced me to help him out. So I'll be in Waterbury on Friday.
There's great criminal judges in Waterbury. I'm sure you'll do fine.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Attorney Ahmed, you may go ahead and enter the order in accordance with the proposed order that's been submitted by the Office of the Chief Disciplinary Counsel. Okay.
Yes, Your
Thank
Honor.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
We'll stand adjourned. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to pause a second because I got one more case from Connecticut today that I'm not doing it during this stream. And trust me, you don't want me to. So it doesn't have the next hearing date yet, but I'm gonna be watching for it. So you know how people say, if you sue me for this, I'm just gonna it'll take years because I'm just legal red tape. I'm just going to keep filing motions, blah, 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 blah. We'll never get to the end of it. You're going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars before the end. You might as well just, do what I tell you to do. Okay. I don't know where to begin to tell you. Okay, so this is Stephen Camarada versus Salvatore Camarada. Family matter, okay? And there's a couple cases involved in this. So what we looked at today was just 3 separate motions. Just they didn't want some information in the case, all right? But we are in July of 2024. And this is what has happened before today. Are you ready? Here we go. Motions, objections, orders, motions, objections, orders, motions, objections, orders. I'm not even halfway. Motions, objections, orders. Oh, hold on, because it gets good right about up here a little bit more. Okay, all right, we're about to get to the appearances, all right? And then these are the lawyers involved in the case. Okay, all right, hold on. I'm just gonna pull up the complaint. I'm just gonna I am not reading the complaint. All right. I am just pulling up the complaint so you can see the mess, the absolute mess that this is. All right. So 3 family members. Yes, thank you, Kelly. I wanted to point that out. This started in 2021. 3 family members started a business. All right. Camarada truck parts and scrap recycling. But they have more than just that. Oh, Fozzie asks me to read this to you guys. Okay, it's 86 pages. So here we go. No. So it's a scrapyard. But so 2 of them employing methodical schemes of fraud, deceit, self-dealing, oppression, outright theft. That's Sal and Frank, with the help of others, have wrested control of the business and is stripped away from Stephen and his son. So we have Stephen and his son, probably Stephen Jr., against Salvador and Frank, probably with their sons, Salvador Jr. and Frank Jr. And it is absolutely unbelievable how, I mean, you saw all the motions. So what I got today, I got a clip today. It was like 20 minutes long, I think, on just one of the hearings of, just 3 objections. And it's very complicated, but it's so entertaining. So what I want to do, if I have time, is sort of just create a 2-minute summary on what's going on and what has happened. Took me 2 minutes just to scroll from the top to the bottom and put that out as a video. Because it's so much. It's so much. I've never seen anything like this before in my entire life. And I look at these complaints every single day. Every single day I get on and I see which complaints stand out and look really good. And this one, boy, this one, they owe me pain and suffering. Carpal tunnel on my finger because I had to scroll. But okay, so now we're going to go to, this is a clip I had, and I don't know if you guys seen it before. So I just it's back from the 13th, and it's just been hanging out in my computer, wasting space, because I think I forgot to play it. Although, if you tell me that I've already played this once I start, I'll just stop it. It's not a big deal. We're going to Fleischer after this.
But you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Mr. Young? If you can't sit up because your phone is charged, otherwise you need to sit up, please, and thank you. All right. All right. Now calling the matters of the people versus Demetrius Young. This is V ticket 129493, harboring an unlicensed dog. V ticket 129494. This is 1 count failed to provide vaccination of dog. I also, looks like you have 2 tickets in default. I may be able to put on my docket, though I'm not really supposed to. I will. Ticket SP 1490248.
Welcome
Count
home,
1,
Thor.
prohibited left turn. Count 2, disregard traffic control device. Appearances for the record, starting with counsel, please.
Attorney Phyllis Gayton Robinson, P 71733, on behalf of Mr. Young. Mr. Young, can you please state your name for the record?
Demetrius Young.
Your Honor,
Hi,
Mr.
Counsel.
Young has not been made an offer at all on his file. And as a direct result, we are asking that this matter be set for a bench trial.
All right, that's the case, sir. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Sir, did you have a chance to talk to an attorney about your case and about your rights?
Yes.
And it's my understanding that you want to have a bench trial. That's a trial before me as the trier and finder of facts. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. I'll set it for the date of September 20th. September 20th. That's via Zoom. I'll set your bond at $0 personal in these particular matters. Sir, in between now and then, I would try and correct these two issues so that you can show it to the officer who comes and they may
Your Honor,
be
he
able
no
to
longer-
do something. Oh,
He no longer has the animals.
okay. All right, he'll be able to tell them as well, and they'll verify that, and so it can still hopefully be resolved. With the animal ones, though, they typically like to have a trial for those resolutions, so. Yeah, well, just to make sure. Well, not a trial, but they'd like to have the officers present. All right, if there's nothing further, Mr. Young, I'll see you then, okay?
That's
Huh?
Could I just take care of this matter today?
Your Honor, now I've made Mr. Young very well aware that there's no offer on his matters and he'd have to pay both of the tickets.
Okay.
And so if he wants to do it, I have no objection to it. He's been made aware and this is his decision.
Okay. You want to plead to these tickets today, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. If you could raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Did you have a chance to talk to the attorney about your case and about your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for these pleas today?
No, Your Honor.
Fozzie.
Are you pleading guilty of your own choice, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by taking this guilty plea, that you're going to give up your rights that you had to have a bench or a jury trial in these matters? You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Understanding all of that, did you still want to move forward today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I want to take your attention back to the date on or about, it looks like February 20th of 2023. At that time, did you have a dog at the area of 79 West Grexdale Streets in the city of Detroit?
Yes, Your Honor.
And was that dog not vaccinated at the time?
Was not, Your Honor.
Was it also not licensed like it should be with the city of Detroit, sir?
No, it wasn't, Your Honor.
Satisfied, counsel?
I am satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, stipulation for probable cause on the remaining counts to be dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor, I do so stipulate.
All right, so I mean, it's none to be dismissed. I apologize. So
Your
at this
Honor,
time,
what about
the court's gonna
the ones that you
The
pulled out of
two-
default?
well, I was just gonna leave him in default and he could pay those tickets and I wasn't gonna charge him a fine on these two tickets.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And that is the problem. She's just going to let him pay those two tickets, and then she's not going to charge him a fine on this ticket. Well, that's just not good enough.
So at this time, the court's gonna enter a plea to one count unlicensed dog, one count failed to vaccinate dog. So you have two tickets in default. They both cost $130. I will come down here and try and figure out how you can arrange to take care of those. I'll waive the cost and fines on these tickets, okay? But you need to pay those two civil infractions.
Your Honor, I want to, I will pay those two tickets today. And I also want to pay $178 towards the vaccination.
Yes, please charge
So
me
You
more.
don't have to worry about the vac. Listen, I didn't charge you anything on the vaccinations. You just got to pay those 2 civil infraction tickets.
Well, Your Honor, I was in a program, and the program had paid for both of them. So when I came down there to pay the ticket, they cannot refund the money. So I have a total of $408 that I could come and pay right now to clear all those tickets.
Oh, so we can apply your bond or whatever money that is to the other tickets, okay?
Yes. So it will be $178 left after the $230 tickets.
Okay, so what we'll do is any money, so what they do is they won't just hand it back to you, they'll mail it back to you. So whatever additional money it is, they mail it back, okay?
No, that's the problem. That's why I couldn't clear the last 2 tickets, because they said that this was paid through a program, so they cannot refund no money. So it's $170.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Your Honor,
Well,
is it
it's gonna
easier
take-
just to assess the $178 cost to one of these tickets and then it'll all break out even?
It will
I
have to
guess
come
so.
up. It will have to come up to a total of $408, and I could come down there and pay it today. So that will after the 130 plus the 130, it will be a remaining balance of $178.
I can charge 178. You want me to charge 178 on that last ticket, on one of the tickets, sir?
Yes.
Okay. On one of the tickets for the dog, $178 as a fine. The other costs will be waived, and that way you'll be able to take care of all of the tickets, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it, Your Honor.
You're very welcome, okay? All right, and I'll make sure I get rid of the warrant fees that are on there. So that way it'll be a 178, not an extra $50 on each of those tickets, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing further, you're all set, okay?
You have a blessed day.
You too, thank you. All right, on the next person I'm bringing in, Christopher Washington.
So that's a first. It's been pretty hot. It's pretty hot in Pennsylvania, let me tell you. It's pretty hot. Don't worry, we'll get snow again soon. We haven't really gotten a lot of snow in the last couple years, though. So, yeah, Judge, I was. Can you just Can you pay $220 instead? I want to pay $220 instead of $110. Is that? Yeah, he did. That's a first. We haven't seen that yet. No, they don't. Nope. They just don't. Nope. When you, vaccinations and getting your pets fixed and all that is freaking expensive. Whether they're, you pick them up off the street and say, hey, I just want to, get them fixed and then release them again. No, it's expensive. And then they also have, like if you're on benefits, like welfare benefits, then they give you a discount, and that's still really expensive. It's just expensive to get your animals fixed in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah. Let's go to Fleischer, back to normality. Let's just go to normality.
I got you, Ray.
Hey.
Ray, did you see? Are you logged on Zoom or no?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Good morning, Judge.
Yes, Carizales.
Yes, Judge.
Interpreter. All right. As soon as we get one, we'll hit you up, Ray.
I'll be here, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Are you Carlos Alfaro?
Sir.
Mr. Alfaro, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail
I'm
and or a
so
$4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On July 7th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a vehicle in reference to an unconscious driver at an intersection. Upon arrival, officers located the vehicle still running in drive with the driver's foot on the brake. The driver was a sole occupant and was slumped over and unconscious. With considerable effort, officers woke the driver up. The driver was disoriented and confused and removed his foot from the brake, rolling into the police car. Officers put the car in park and had him exit. Officers observed bloodshot eyes and odor of alcohol on the
He had a
breath and
police
slurred
car.
speech. The defendant admitted to consuming a few beers. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, 6 of 6 on the HGN, 2 of 8 on the walk and turn, and 0 of 4 on the one-leg stand. DIC was read, breath was refused, and blood warrant was executed, and a blood sample was taken pursuant to the warrant. His last DWI was in 2022.
Any other DWIs than that? No?
No, Your Honor.
Have you looked to see if he has a license by chance?
It could not be found. No driver's license.
Mr. Alfaro, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What is the number? Unless we know we're able to run it, I'm going to prohibit you from driving.
It's 453-910-25.
Okay, am I running it, guys?
Yes, sir.
If you do have a valid Texas driver license and you have liability insurance in your name, do you?
Full coverage, yes.
Okay, I'm putting a restriction on your license now that you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, I'll put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Likewise, you're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you.
He's on the production.
Great. All right, so you have a week to put this interlock on.
I have it on.
Oh, you have it on already? Okay, great. So no driving any vehicle that doesn't have one. You understand?
Yes, you became a mod in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, but you let Elizabeth Crown have a message out there. So, guys, in Judge Fleischer's stream, there's this one lady or man, I don't know. Her name is Elizabeth Crown. It's a bot. It's completely a bot, and they keep coming in, and they keep posting these really weird messages. It's nothing bad. It's nothing political. It's nothing religious. It's nothing bad. It's just over and over and over again, spamming chat with these weird messages. So, like, no, you didn't. Don't you know that was me? I timed her out. I deleted it instantly. I was all over that. So today we had 2 new mods. We have Vicky. She's from South Africa, and she has her own channel, but I don't know what it is, so I can't give you the link. If I knew it, I would give you the link. I don't know if it's good, bad, or nothing. I don't know anything about it yet. I'm working on it. And then we have Fozzie. And then so these 2 have never seen Elizabeth before. Elizabeth came in and started the blah, blah, blah. There's Fozzie say, Elizabeth, are you all right? I had already gotten rid of the message. And Michael, Victoria's husband, is the other mod in there. And Michael's like, yep, she's back. She comes in. She comes in all the time. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why the bots do that. I have no idea what the end game is. Like, what do they get out of it? I don't know. They have to get something because they keep doing it. Maybe Fozzie's a bot. Maybe. So, yeah, it was. So there's also a thing that happened in Judge Fleischer's court today. They didn't get on today's stream because it happened in the second half. So I'm going to get that when I post the second half of his stream. But Melissa had the jelly beans. Melissa had the jelly beans, and the judge is like, give me those damn jelly beans. So he took the jelly beans away from Melissa, and then he went to help another court. And at that moment, there may or may not have been a huge conspiracy with multiple parties. Oh, that's right, Skittles. Melissa hates jelly beans. They were Skittles. Multiple parties, in fact, might have or might not have stolen those said jelly beans from the from the judge's desk. So, but they left the bag. And then it took them a little bit to notice, but it was great. It was, no one even cared about court. We were all worried about the Skittles. The Skittles. But people are saying that chat egged them on. And yes, we did. We are guilty.
No consumption of any alcohol or any illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you.
Sure.
Now, if you like your license, you need a lawyer quick.
I already have one. He's waiting in the waiting room.
Who is it?
Oh, Sarah.
What rhymes with Skittles, guys?
Oh,
Don't say
I didn't see
Skittles.
it. I guess I see it now. Is that Jose? Jose?
Hey, Judge.
Hey, bud.
Morning.
I didn't realize that was you. All I see is Jose, iPhone 11. So glad you're here.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. All right, so I'm finding probable cause on him. I'm putting an interlock on his car. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Sahan. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
Sure.
Do you want to get him a date?
Yes, Judge, we're looking at September 17th through the 19th.
September 17th through the 19th-ish.
Could we do the 19th, please?
You got it.
All right.
So for now, I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get the trace of your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. All right?
That's good. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Judge. Goodbye.
Judge, who did Ray have?
Carizales. Puente Carizales.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, page 28. Okay. Ray, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
Does Puente have any prior DWIs? Puente. Puente. Stephen, did you call him up by chance or no? Okay. Mr. Puente Carizales. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On July 7th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a DWI call and met with a sergeant who was in his personal vehicle and on the way to work. The sergeant advised he followed a vehicle after observing it in 2 lanes driving, as well as swerving from left lane to right lane, almost hitting a curb and multiple vehicles that he drove past. The car stopped at a light and the sergeant called the police because he believed the driver was to be impaired. The sergeant continued to follow and give updates. The vehicle eventually struck the median and continued northbound, continuing to swerve. The vehicle then pulled off to the right lane, off the curb, and parked in the grass next to an intersection. Then it got out of the driver's seat, got back in, and drove off. The vehicle continued to drive in 2 lanes, bounced off another curb, and almost hit another car. Uniformed officers observed the car drive in 2 lanes, then drive into lane 1 and drive in the middle of the lane, then failed to maintain a single lane. They conducted a traffic stop and the car slow rolled. The driver was ID'd by his Mexican consular card. The defendant was a sole occupant and had bloodshot eyes, unsteady walk, and a strong odor of alcohol on the breath. A 25-ounce can of Bud Light warmed to the touch was on the floorboard.
So he has alcohol in the car while he's driving?
Side of the truck had 4 of the same beer cans inside. Standard field sobriety test was conducted. 6 of 6 on the HGN. The walking turn could not be completed and 3 of 4 on the 1 leg stand. DIC was read, breath was a .168 and a .17.
Mr. Puente Carizales, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
No.
No. You are not allowed to drive. Are you a citizen of the United States?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si va usted a la cárcel? No sé. I don't know.
Think.
Piense.
No entiendo.
I don't understand.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
Se va a la cárcel. No sé. I don't know.
Are you in this country with or without permission? What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va?
Quiero que tú pienses.
No sé, no.
Piénselo.
Ya.
Si no estás aquí con permiso, ¿qué te pasa si tú vas a la cárcel?
Guys,
Think.
Pues, ya no volver a hacer nada de tomar nada.
You are not answering my question.
I don't know. What question?
Mr. Puente, immigration goes through the jail searching for people who are in there without permission in this country every single day.
Yeah.
And if they find you in the jail, they will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck in jail until immigration is done with you, which is usually the better part of around 6 to 9 months. You will sit in custody. You're not listening. You will sit in jail waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do to you. Do you understand what I just said?
Sí.
Yes.
What did I just say?
Es lo que le acabo de decir.
De que si paso migración me va a deportar.
If immigration
Estar en la
passes,
cárcel.
they'll deport me if I'm in jail.
Very good.
Muy bien.
You will sit in custody for almost 9 months waiting for that to happen. If you do not want this to happen, do not violate the conditions I put on you now.
Está bien.
Any
Very well, Judge.
slight mistake on your part, I will put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you will be there for a long time. You are not to consume any alcohol or drive any vehicle for any reason. Do you understand?
Está bien, sí.
That's very well.
No driving for any reason.
Okay. Está bien, sí.
That's fine, Judge.
Do you know those being monitored or? Yeah, I mean, it's a DWI, so of course I'm going to monitor. I'm going to randomly test you. And if you fail to go test, I will put you in jail. If you test positive for alcohol or any type of illegal drugs, likewise, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. The worst possible thing you can do is get into a car and drive, because if you do, I will have a contempt hearing and you will be facing an additional 6 months in jail every time you drive. You understand? You will be signing a promise with me today, an affidavit that you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is.
And Judge, we talked about all this last night about the high risk if he goes back to jail. I think he just might be a little nervous.
I'm okay, Mr. Davila. I just really want him to understand the severity and that he's not to drive for any reason. I hope you understand, and I hope you get it, because we have thousands of people in custody right now with immigration detainers.
Everybody, hide your candy. Hide it. Put barbed wire around it, because Melissa, I tried to put the judge's docket on today, and all anybody could talk about was the Skittles, the great Skittle heist of 2024, which happened on camera today. It's okay, guys. Guess what? I bought jelly beans. She's not going to steal those. She doesn't like them. Hi, Terry. Melissa, welcome. That was awesome yesterday. I'm telling you, that was awesome yesterday.
This is the only warning you will get from me. Take it, however, take it in a good way, take it in a bad way. You were old enough to know that actions have consequences. Now, because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. But Mr. Puente, it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Davila, and he will tell you when and if you have to come back to court. For now, I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. You will then go to Victoria, where we'll have you sign a reset. After that, I'm going to get you to Tracy, where you will sign for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Good luck, sir.
September 17th to the 19th.
September 17th to the 19th, Ray, for
18th, please.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, bud. Take care.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right, Judge, the next Spanish arraignment is page 11. Garita.
Are you Leslie Cruz Garita?
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On July 7th, 2024, officers met with the loss prevention at Saks regarding a shoplifter. Loss prevention team said that they observed the defendant carrying a green shopping bag, take 2 belts, conceal them inside the shopping bag, and leave the store without attempting to pay, passing all
Thank
points
you,
of
Miss
sale.
Conduct. Thank you.
The total value was $1,060.
Was she alone? Was she with anyone else? Okay. Ms. Cruz Garita, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Is this in the Houston Galleria, Saks? I'm prohibiting you from going to the Houston Galleria and or to Saks Fifth Avenue. If you violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail.
Thank you, Big Booty.
I don't know what your immigration
Thank you.
status, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and
Yes,
immigration
Fozzie.
finds you, they're
Thank
going to
you.
put a detainer
Thank
on
you.
you, and you will be stuck in jail until this case is over with, and immigration, which will be the better part of 9 months. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate these conditions, because you will not get any more PR bonds. And next time you go to jail, you may be there for an extremely long time. How old are you, man?
30.
What do you do for a living?
I work at a glass company.
Okay, we're gonna reset your case, give you time to hire a lawyer. So for now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign and reset. After that, I will have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go, man. When you come back, please have a lawyer.
All right, Judge, the next one is page 2. Ahmed Mira.
Mesquita?
Judge, there's a bond violation.
Hey, welcome back. Do we know where the defense lawyer is?
She says she was home.
Take a seat for me at the jury box. I'm not ready to deal with this now.
No, but I consider it.
Yeah, let's.
Justice Decent?
Yeah.
Page 3, Horace Mendez.
Blair Witch.
Nathan Arizmendez, hands down by your side, sir. So you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one.
One moment, Judge. Okay, Judge, we're on the record now.
All right, good morning. I'm Judge Patrick Carroll. This is the matter of the Office of the Chief Disciplinary Counsel against Alicia Mathers. It's down for status.
The complaining witness stated the defendant was intoxicated and did not want the defendant to go to jail.
Sorry.
The complaining witness admitted to the defendant striking her. However, she retracted her statement once the situation was likely leaning towards the defendant being in jail. The complaining witness does not want to pursue charges and refused to cooperate in regard to her injuries. Law enforcement officers.
So I'm about to make you all upset. Here's why that happened. There was this case in Connecticut today that I wanted to get. And y'all wanted me to get it, but I didn't. I didn't get it. I'm just going to start off with that. And I wanted to get it so bad that I had some windows open on the computer that I was recording the judge's stream in, just to make sure that I get it. And unfortunately, they started talking before this other case came on. But also, unfortunately, two things happened that made me miss the case that I wanted to get. And the case that I wanted to get was an inmate is suing a prison because he hasn't been able to poop in 3 years. And they sent him to the doctor a couple times, and the doctor, they're not able to fix it. Like he needs to go into surgery. So he's been living off milk and magnesia for 3 years just to, do what he can do. They saw that there's a blockage and they haven't fixed it in 3 years. The last thing he wrote in a motion was just a couple days ago, and he's like, as of the date of this writing, I still cannot poop. So I wanted to get that so badly, but I had it all set up and I had it ready and I was watching it. But then two things happened. The judge's docket ran over, or I don't know if it ran over because it's not supposed to end at any particular time, but it went long. It was a long docket. And my son needed me to take him somewhere to get his license redid, and he couldn't drive himself because his license expired. So I missed it. I interrupted our stream here today. I had other judges talking in your ear for no reason. And I just went through this long explanation, which pauses the whole court proceeding. And in the end, I missed it. I missed the case. It broke my heart.
Officers observed bruising on her right cheek and neck area of her head. The complaining witness advised she would remain in contact with the defendant and the defendant stated, I got her a ring, therefore I can do whatever I want to her.
I got her a ring, so he can do whatever he wants. And I've got your bond, so I can do whatever I want. And I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication, and not to have contact with this person. Do you understand? I'm now issuing what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies Lindsay and Edmund.
So they took him in. He got a colonoscopy. They saw this giant blockage. So what they did was they put him on, stool softeners, milk and magnesia, everything to help move things along. And all that did was help other things sort of like liquefy and go around it. So because this has been going on for so long and he still has that in there and everything else is liquefied and just going around it, he's not able to control it very well. He's not able to control what happens very well. So he's in prison. Let's start with that. He's in prison. And they said 3 years ago, they sent him to the hospital because his stomach was distended. So he's in prison with this huge that he can't control what's going on. And he keeps begging these people for medical attention over and over and over again. Because when they need medical attention, they have to fill out all this like paperwork. And he has done it over and over and over again. And they said they were good. After the first colonoscopy, they said, okay, just try this for like 30 days. Try this liquid diet and milk and magnesia and stool softeners every for 30 days. And then we'll do a second colonoscopy. And if it's still there, you'll go into surgery and you'll get it removed. And every time he goes, so like COVID happened. This has been going on for 3 years. So COVID got in the way. He took a COVID test right before surgery and the results didn't come back in time. So they canceled surgery. And then he rescheduled and then the doctors kept canceling it for this reason or that. So no, he's not okay. He's absolutely not okay. He's in Connecticut right now and he's in the jail. And I was going to find out what happened in the hearing today and I missed it, but it's okay because I don't think he was misdiagnosed. They saw the blockage. I mean, that's kind of hard to misdiagnose. The blockage is there. They just need to get rid of it. I mean, it's not anything abnormal for someone to have a blockage. They just have to get rid of it. And they're just not taking care of him. So he's suing the prison. I don't know if he's suing them for monetary or not, but you know what? By tomorrow I'll find out and see what happened today. If they posted it, which they normally do. If they posted it, yeah, I don't have it up ready. I got mad and I closed it because I missed the hearing. Oh, darn it. I'll see what's going on with him so I can give you guys just a verbal update. I think his name is Timothy, of course. Timothy's in Connecticut, man. Listen, if your name is Timothy and you live in Connecticut, you have to move because it's not going to go well for you. The whole state, I think, is just, against Timothy's, or Timothy's really love to sue the entire state. I'll try to find an update, even though we didn't get the hearing.
As a protected individual, you cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. Threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You can do none of this. No weapons or no going within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. You understand? You violate these conditions, the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you. As it stands now, Mr. Aris Mendez, no alcohol, no dope, and no contact. Otherwise, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond sky high. Do you understand me, sir?
Yeah.
Do you have any prior criminal history? The bond is set high for someone who, that's why, please, if you can run an NCIC, because the bond is higher than what normally would have, someone would have with no criminal history.
Can't speak on the bond condition, Your Honor, but with regards to this.
No, nothing? Okay. How old are you, sir? What do you do for a living?
I work at a warehouse.
How much money do you make a month? Who do you live with? Did you graduate from high school? Now we're going to start working on that. I will give you a lawyer today. You have 2 weeks to figure out how we're going to get started to work on getting your high school diploma. You must get online, start researching how to get your GED. I want you to do that. You come back in 2 weeks. If you've done nothing, life for you is not going to go well with me. You get my drift. You have 2 weeks to start researching how to get your GED, to get your high school diploma. You cannot walk around life without, at the minimum, having a high school diploma. You and I are going to work on that together. And if you don't, I will put you over my knee like a little child and I'm going to spank you with a ton of jail time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if you have let me ask you this. Do you have a computer? You don't have a computer. Okay. How do you access the internet? So you have a cell phone. Okay. Use your cell phone. And within 2 weeks, I want to see what you've done to register and look for classes. If you have any issues, I'm going to give you a lawyer today. And we have services that can help you if you need to get your high school diploma. We are going to do this one way or the other. It can either go the easy way or it can go the hard way. Do you understand? Okay. I already have an application on file. So for now, I'm going to have you go to Victoria. We're going to have you sign a reset. After that, you'll get retraced for your bond conditions. No more dope, no more alcohol. Do you understand me? Okay. Come on.
Page 19, Harding, come on up. Just
Okay. What's your last name, man?
page 19.
Thanks. All right, Ms. Harding, ma'am, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you.
On July 7th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for failing to stop at a stop sign. Upon contact with the driver, officers smelled the odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle and the occupants. The defendant advised she had been visiting Texas for 2 weeks and produced her Illinois driver's license. A probable cause search discovered a multicolored glass marijuana pipe with residue in the center console, the defendant's work badge, and a bag from her workplace with a multicolored bowl with 0.2 ounces of marijuana inside. Under the front passenger seat was a plastic gun box with a Smith & Wesson 380 handgun unloaded with 2 magazines in the box.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Where do you live now?
I am leaving on a fiction caretaker travel, so I go back and forth between Illinois and Chicago. But I'm here for an additional 2 weeks on my assignment.
Okay. I see that you have a lawyer. Good job having a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, so it doesn't matter where you are. You must stay in touch with counsel, and they will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Don't blow us off, and above all else, do not pick up any new cases. Otherwise, I will revoke your bond. Do you have a valid Illinois license? Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Yes.
Okay, as long as you have those, you may continue to drive, okay? For now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll just have you take a seat in the jury box. I'll wait for your lawyer, and then we'll have you go.
All right, Judge, next is page 31, rushing.
Fozzie, just read the first part of what Carolyn said.
You feeling? I mean, I wasn't gonna do anything unless you feel like you need.
Be sure, because I stepped out for a second.
No, I mean, I wasn't gonna put any conditions on it.
Just so you know, Your Honor, he's 18, his mom is here in the courtroom. Do you want her up here?
Yeah.
I have an attorney, but I don't know where they are.
Yeah, they're always running late. Don't worry. I know them well. Good morning, Mom. Thank you for coming. You are, is it Lonan?
Yes, sir.
Lonan? Mr. Rushing, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On July 7th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an address regarding a suspicious vehicle and observed the vehicle stationary at a dead-end street. Officers asked the defendant what he was doing, and he said chilling and hanging out. Officers smelled a strong odor of burned marijuana emanating from the vehicle. Officers conducted a pat-down and located a THC pen in the defendant's pocket and a glass cylinder-shaped bottle with 5 white square pills that were Xanax. The defendant did not have a prescription bottle or prescription on him. It was 16 grams of Xanax.
So did they find a bunch of weed too, or any kind of weed, or?
No weed.
Okay. Mr. Rushing, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or dope, guess what happens? Right. Very good. Mom, I'm in your hands. Anything else you want me to do?
We're going to orientate. No, that's that.
Okay.
Is this just like probation?
Well, let's not, I'll let your lawyer handle what's going to happen as far as, I know, they're always running late. Don't worry about it. My only concern is I want to make sure that he's not using while he's out.
I have a test at home that I'm going to administer, and I'm going to start doing that right now.
Don't worry about it. I have a better test. And I'm telling you now, Mr. Rushing, 31 days from today, I'm going to test you for weed. If you test positive, that tells me that you've continued to smoke, and I will put you in jail. As far as the pills are concerned, I'm going to randomly test you with that on an even faster basis. If you're using, likewise, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Perhaps it's a little jail that may cure him. You know, the problem is that you're now only 18. You're building your future. The more criminal cases you put on your background or on your record, the more difficult you just make it to get a job. And am I boring you, Mr. Rush?
Yes.
Look at your mom. Think it's easy on her?
I'm listening to you, sir. Like, absolutely.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
What are you doing now?
I work at Happy's Cafe. It's like a restaurant.
And yes, you have age orientation today.
Yeah, I have college orientation as well.
Where are you going to college?
Going to UH, University of Houston.
I graduated from there. It's a great school. The more you put into it, the better you're going to get, like anything in life. Okay. So if you find that he's become a problem to you, just come back, talk to me, and I'll straighten him out for you. Anything you need, really. You know, the problem is 18-year-olds, they act like they can rule the world. They know everything, but yet, so be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. Does he have a license? Okay, he has insurance, I suppose. Okay. I will waive your appearance so he doesn't have to mindlessly come back to court, but you just have to stay in touch with the lawyer and then they'll tell you if and when you have to come back. For now, I'm going to have him sign a reset with Victoria. He's going to meet with Tracy for his bond conditions, and then we'll just have you waiting back for your lawyer. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Please.
Question right this way. Right, Judge, page 34, Smith.
Hey, so I want him back in 31 days to take a test, though.
Mr. Smith is on his way out. Mr. Smith is coming out, Nathaniel Smith, Your Honor.
He's on the jail docket or on the bond?
No, he's on the bond docket. He
Page
has a couple-
34.
What, Mr. Smith?
Oh. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you're now charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine.
I cannot confirm nor deny if that shirt is see-through.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On July 8th, 2024, the security manager at SATF advised that there was an altercation between two residents. The complaining witness advised that on July 1st, 2024, he was involved in a physical altercation with the defendant. The complaining witness said he was going down a hallway on his way to get a counselor's name for his own records, and as he was talking to the counselor, the defendant walked by and stated, "I would have him hit by now," to the counselor. The defendant struck the complaining witness in his left cheek with an open palm. The complaining witness felt pain and exited the altercation without retaliating. On July 6, 2024, the complaining witness threw iced coffee on the defendant due to an earlier assault. On July 8, 2024, while the complaining witness was sleeping, the defendant entered the dormitory and struck the complaining witness with closed fist on his face and back, and the complaining witness felt pain. The defendant admitted to the July 1st, 2024 strike and said that it was hot coffee on July 6, 2024, and said on July 8th, the complaining witness was present and awake and had been taunting him throughout the day.
Mr. Smith, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. We took you into custody because you have a felony warrant. You're on probation for a 4 to 200 second-degree felony, and now they've issued a warrant. You're at no bond. So
why is that? I was at the treatment facility. Oh, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was at the treatment facility, and the roles were turned. He threw hot coffee in my face, and of course, I reacted. So
let you guys get down to that at a later time. I don't know. We will get all the evidence, and the evidence is going to point to whose story is correct because there's always two sides. I just don't know, and it's too early to find out. I wanted to let you know why we're taking you into custody because you're on felony probation. You've now picked up this case. They've issued a warrant, and you're at no bond on that case now.
Why is it no bond? I was at the treatment facility. It was mutual combat. Somebody hit you, you hit them back, and it's mutual combat.
I know that you're saying that, but how do I know if that's right? I don't know. I wasn't there. We got to figure out what happened, really. But I don't know. At this point, regardless, you've picked up a new case. And the other problem is there's only so many treatment facilities we have. I'm now barring you from going back to the treatment facility. I don't want you to accidentally run into this person.
Are you going to bar me?
Yes.
I'm doing excellent at that career, at that thing there just because the guy keep harassing me.
Certainly not.
You can call the people up there, they'll tell you. Kelly Doyle will tell you. I'm doing what I have.
I know Kelly well.
Please call her, she'll tell you. Kelly Doyle will tell you that she won't me back there.
Okay. For now, I'm ordering you now not to have any contact with the complaining witness, not to be in possession of weapons. The problem is that if this person is still over there, I don't want you to accidentally bump into them. So regardless, it's the felony court that's going to send you to whichever facility that you're going to go to. I don't have any control over where you go to.
I was going to be done next month.
The other kicker is this, is while this case is open anyways, you're not going to go to any facility until this case is over. So I will appoint you someone today. We'll figure out where we're going to go from here. And then at some point, we'll get you back in the facility. Or another equal.
Kelly, can we talk to Kelly, please?
But it's the felony court. I don't have any say over what the felony court does. It's the 228. You're in a good court, though. That's good news. So let's do this. Let me appoint your lawyer today, and then I can always have your, lawyer reach out to Kelly. All right? Okay. Thanks. But don't send him down because I need him to sign.
Yes, sir. All right.
Thank you.
Order in the court for a plea.
Cruz Montoya.
Good morning, Mr. Cruz Montoya.
Good morning.
Please spit your gum out. They're smacking it like a horse. Mr. Cruz Montoya, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to a year in jail, and I'm sorry, up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand, sir, this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. What do you think is going to happen to you if you do 30 days, Mr. Cruz Montoya?
You got me assume.
Immigration.
Right. If you want to live in this country without permission, don't get into trouble. Most of all, don't drive. Because if you do, you will be all but assured to come back here. If I see you again here, I promise you it's not going to go well for you.
Order in the court for a plea.
Anytime you get pulled over, they're going to see a prior DWI on your record, and you're going to get harassed, whether you're doing something good, whether you're doing something bad. So don't give anyone the opportunity. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this. We'll be stuck like this forever. Like I said, you were ever in a car, you get pulled over, even the faintest smell of alcohol, they will charge you with a second offense. And from now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. Sentence you to the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Okay.
What was that?
I'm suspending your ability to get a license. Do not drive until you get a license and liability insurance. Otherwise, you're going to be back here. Good luck. Thank you.
Can you hear me okay, Judge?
Gotcha. Are you David Glenn Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Your Honor.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. There are bond conditions. His arraignment was on 6/3. There are bond conditions and interlock.
Did I do it already or what?
Yeah, it was done already. It was CHA.
Oh, that's right.
Council
Okay.
Signed on, so we just
Got
need
it.
to do a reset.
So we'll just give you a normal reset because I think we've been through this, Eric.
Okay, Judge, understood. Yeah, it's like
remember-
6-3. You're right, Judge.
No driving. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I hope you take it seriously because if not, all right.
Judge, August 20th through the 22nd.
Did you hear that, Eric?
I did, Judge. Let me check. I think that the 20th is perfect, Judge.
Okay, it's yours.
Thank you, Judge. I'll put it on the calendar. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Thompson. Call me when you leave.
That way, we'll have you sign a reset.
Thank you, Judge. Am I excused?
Thanks. You got it, Dud.
Thank you, sir.
Have fun.
Judge, on Osmakita, the scoring agency pay or something?
Yeah. No.
This guy is here for admonishment.
No, really? Just the standard tax opener, tax opener, smash the like button.
I hope he has 2 more classes.
I'll get tired of this in like 2 days.
And the probation officer wants to talk about the extension. His drug test has been negative. I talked to him a little bit. He basically said because of many times he has to report, his job is starting to get out of him. Did fire him. So it's just been a problem with this work schedule.
Okay, so for now, let's start putting deadlines on. So let's do, let's extend it for him. He's got 3 weeks to get the deed of delivery to defend itself. After that, if he gets it done, we'll bring him back here to check. If he doesn't have it done, after that, we'll give him another like 3 weeks to get the particular. Then we'll go from there. But I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back. Shreya.
Hi, Shreya.
Hi, Judge. Here on Dennis Walker, set for bond forfeiture today.
Okay.
He's here. I think you had requested him to come in and show proof that he's been looking for a job. He's been sending me applications. I've gotten about 12 of them so far.
Council for reset.
Mr. Waller, come up.
It
Tell me
was
what you've
so
done.
funny.
What have you done?
Indeed, whatever job they have pop up in my email, I signed up for. I have to for the paper. Send it to my lawyer too.
Give me proof. What you got?
Yes, you are legal. Yes, you are. Good boy.
Have you tried to go to, I'm glad that you're trying. This is good. Good job. Just keep trying. At some point, you're going to get it, you know? Have you tried going to Amazon yet? Why not? They're always hiring. I mean, really, it's not hard there. That's probably your best bet. I'm gonna sit you off a couple more weeks, go to Amazon. I'm telling you, and just be persistent and hopefully they will. Okay? Good job. Just keep trying. At some point, you're gonna get something. All right?
Thank you.
Good. I'm glad that you're doing it. All right? All right.
Judge, August 29th through, I'm sorry, July 29th to August 1st.
Did you hear that, Shreya?
July 29th, please.
I couldn't read it, but I tried.
Anyone else you want to talk about?
That's it. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, have fun. Thanks. Come on.
If I ever go in front of any judge, I'm going to say, I'm applying at Amazon tomorrow, Judge. I'm applying tomorrow. Any state, doesn't matter.
All the records, like.
All right, so you are Jesus Rodolfo Medina, correct? All right, please keep it down. Mr. Medina, you're charged with indecent assault. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. It looks like you've worked out an agreement. Let me figure out what that is. Do you have?
Remote work. Remote work, Mika.
Looks like they've offered you a 13-month deferred. This is a type of probation that if you successfully complete, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But you cannot tell people it was dismissed. It was not dismissed. You merely took a probation, completed it successfully, and don't end up with a conviction, or didn't end up with one.
Yes, sir.
Understand what's
Yes, Your Honor.
consequences and what happens. Now, for that to happen, you must do an effective decision-making class. You will also do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill those conditions. Because I don't know what those other conditions may be, because that's why they have it. You do a test to see if there's anything else that may fit in your life. You must also have no contact with Dorothy Lawrence. You understand what's expected of you. Okay. Pavel, did you want to add anything? You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Like I said, this is a type of probation that if you do well, you may even be able to get this thing sealed. I don't know. That's something that you guys will have to research. However, I want you to understand that if you fail to live up to the terms of your agreement, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I will bring you out. The only thing that we're going to talk about is if you violated the probation. And if you did, you authorize us to put you in jail for an entire year.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understand?
Yes.
You still want to do this?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the offense of indecent assault?
Yes.
I will not find you guilty. I will withhold that for 13 months. You will do the effective decision-making class, TRAS, and no contact with Dorothy Lawrence. All right, guys. Good luck to you. Thank you. Do you need me to sign this one?
No.
There you go.
Council for recess.
Got the translator
Yeah.
here for one.
I was,
I
remember
forgot
the last name?
Counselor,
Yes.
what was the last name again?
That's M-I-R-E-T. Olivia.
Come up.
Mr. Murray?
Bless you.
El intérprete aquí.
When was the last appointment?
It was on July 11th, Your Honor, last Thursday, this past Thursday.
Why did you miss your appointment?
Estaba de viaje, tenía que ir a la Florida a buscar,
Keep it down, please.
tenía que ir a la Florida a buscar los papeles de la niña por la entrevista que tengo.
I was out of the state on a trip to Florida looking for papers for my daughter for an interview.
Did you make the appointment now for her?
Puede ser la cita.
The rescheduling of the appointment? I don't believe so, Judge. Let's see.
Counsel, you told me that there is already one reset.
That is correct, Your Honor. I looked at my client's phone and she whoever emailed her the appointment for July 11th, rescheduled it for September 5th. So there already is a,
That's forensic interview.
or forensic interview, I'm sorry.
I set up the original interview and they missed it.
Mr. Moret, your case is very, very old, and I will not do this again with you. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care what's going on. If you do not make this next appointment, I will immediately set your case for trial, and I will not entertain any more offers from you. Do you understand? So do what you need to do to make sure that you make this appointment. Because if you don't, it's over. I will not accept anything else, and you will get a 10-day trial setting.
Sure.
So the appointment is for September.
5th, Your Honor.
Okay, we're going to docket this on the next day, on the 6th, to make sure that she went.
Understood, Your Honor.
Also now, I'm going to make a docket notation so I can remember everything that transpired here today. So in the event that she doesn't go, then we'll set it. I'm going to do a 10-day trial setting.
Absolutely.
Make sure that she makes it, because otherwise.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Judge, can you check the waiting room, please?
Ramona's talking to us. Hi, Ramona. She might have understood. However, if English was my second language and I was in jail in front of a judge, absolutely give me an interpreter. Even if I think I understand language, give me an interpreter, because I don't want to miss something important. Go to jail for 10 years. Bacon. We love bacon. He's not here. He was just talked about in chat. Bacon.
Okay, who do we have here?
Mr. Cordova, Your Honor, for plea.
Good morning, Mr. Cordova. All right, so you're charged with harassing communication. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What have you guys worked out?
Time for 3 days, Your Honor.
115 days with 150 days credit, and it has an enhancement.
Okay, give me 1 second. So what are we doing?
115
Okay. Okay.
It would be better if Stephen was right behind this guy.
All right, so Mr. Cordova, it's 115 days in jail, credit for the 115 days that you've already done. It's also alleged that you have a prior felony offense of aggravated assault out of Hayes County. Did you have an ag assault out of there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Harris County, not Hayes. Oh, you talking about my priors?
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement today. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal, so this will go on your record. It will be there forever. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense?
Yes, sir.
Find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. Are your other cases still open?
Yes, sir.
Good luck on those, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, we have a plea, Your Honor, on Gilbert Rosas.
Give me a second, because Toria's not here, but as soon as she gets here, she might have just stepped back for a second.
Sure.
But, oh, there she is. Hey. Yeah.
I want to see Louis. I want to see Louis.
Rosas. Toria, you ready? Okay. Mr. Rosas, come up. All right, good morning, Mr. Rosas. So you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Looks like you guys have worked that agreement. That agreement looks like to be a 13-month deferred. A deferred is the type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, but you can't tell people it was dismissed. It was not dismissed. You just did the probation, completed it, and don't end up with a conviction, but you can't tell people it was dismissed. You understand? Yes, sir. Now, as part of the agreement, you will do what's called a TRAS. It's an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. The probation department may assess further conditions. You need to be aware of that. You must, as part of this agreement, fulfill those conditions. One of those conditions may be outpatient treatment.
I didn't get the Skittles scandal today. That was at the end of the docket. That's when we play the second half of the docket, we will get to the Skittles scandal. And I can't just throw it in real quick because it wasn't a quick thing, guys. It took a long time. It was a bunch of craziness.
You understand? Yes, sir. As part of this, there will be no drugs, no alcohol, random urinalysis, and then no threatening or harassing contact with Alyssa Hernandez. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Basically, all you have to do is just stay out of trouble and no dope and no alcohol, and don't pick up any new cases. Yes, sir. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Can you get this done? Yes, sir. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you cannot back out of it. You're stuck with this until you complete it or unless you get revoked. Now, if you do something to violate this probation, like you pick up a new case, you start consuming, we issue a warrant, put you in jail. And the only thing we're going to talk about is if you violated this probation. If you do, you're looking at an entire year. You understand? Sir. You still want to do this? Sir. Okay. How do you plead to the offense, sir? I will not find you guilty. I'll withhold that for 13 months. Assess a TRAS. No drugs, alcohol, random testing, and no threatening, harassing with Alyssa. Who is this person to you?
She's the mother of my kids.
Are you together with her now?
No. I have custody of my kids.
Does she also get visitation as well?
Sure, she hasn't.
Have you,
She
she still have parental rights or no?
Yeah, through the Attorney General, she had custody, but then she didn't want them anymore, so I got them.
Okay, treat them good. How old are they?
2 10-year-olds, 12-year-old, and 5-year-old.
So it's 4 kids. Mr. Rosas, you got to be careful because if you don't treat those kids with love and respect now, you think your life is hard now? Wait till they get to be 16 and 18. If you don't treat a kid now, they're going to make your life a living hell when they're teenagers.
Victoria, hi. Okay, I made an error in judgment, Victoria, apparently. I made a huge error in judgment today. So normally I take Judge Fleischer's streams and I piece them out because I can't do a 4-hour stream every single day. I take part of the stream and then I do the other part on the next day. Well, the Skittles debacle was at the end of today's stream. And I did what I always do. I got the beginning of today's stream ready. Let's go. Everybody wants the Skittle debacle. That's the only thing they came here for. Not even chat. They didn't even come here to see chat like they should because chat is awesome. Only to see people stealing Skittles from a judge, which I think is a federal offense-ish. On camera with witnesses, and I don't have that thing. And guys, I can't get it for you. I can get the actual crime, but it goes on for a while. However, guys, might I suggest something? Hold on, I'm going to give you a link to something that will help you see the Skittles debacle better. But just know I'm still going to do it. It's just not on today's stream. However, it is on the stream right here. But if you use this link that I'm posting for you so that you can watch it all, don't forget to hit like when you get there. Just hit like. If you're going over there to watch the Skittles get stolen, which is hilarious, and everything that happens after hilarious, make sure you have chat open so you can read what's going on in the chat room, which is hilarious. And when the judge finds out and he picks up that empty bag, hilarious. Don't forget to hit like. Just hit like. Be nice. All right. Back to 6 minutes and 51 seconds of the morning part of the docket, which, remember, I told you was super full. 119 cases went through here today, guys. Woo. I'm going to do the Skittle thing. I'm going to do the Skittle thing as soon as I get to the next part of this docket. I am. I always do. I always do the whole docket, sort of, most of the time.
Even older teenagers, I'm telling you, it will backfire on you like crazy if you don't treat them with love and respect now. It could go sideways real quick. I'll make you a deal. If you do well, don't test positive for 6 months, I'll take you off early. All right. All we want you to do is just behave, be good to those kids, and that's it. All right. Okay. So let's review it back at 6 months, and then if he's done well, we'll just early terminate. All right.
Address. He's wearing an ankle monitor. Can we get that with work? It's impeding his access to job facilities. He's just got to wear work boots. And
oh, have you had any violations on the monitor?
No, sir.
No. Okay. I'll take it off. Yeah. Good job. Just stay out of trouble, man. That's all we want you to do. Okay. All right, man. Good luck. Thanks, Joseph.
Judge, did you want to start with page 8?
Yeah.
Page 9 on the floor. Come on up.
Mr. Jackson, do you have a lawyer today?
Dan Clark.
Sorry?
Dan Clark.
You have one?
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Are you working?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I don't work. I thought you said I'm working for one, you don't work for one. I don't work for.
So are you working or are you not working now? Why not?
Background. It's on the town job.
Did you graduate from high school, Mr. Jackson? Wait, what?
I'm Dan Clark.
You have the wrong defendant.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was Jabari Jackson, no?
No, Dan Clark.
Page 9, Clark.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
I think I just saw
Why
Ramon.
not?
Never mind.
Apparently not hard enough. Because we now have been since March and you haven't done anything. If I drug test you now, what's gonna happen? If I drug test you now, what's gonna happen? You know, don't play Helen Keller with me. What's gonna happen, Mr. Clark? Take a seat in the jury box.
Next is page 13.4.
That was a 3 Skittle hearing, guys. You had to eat 3 to get over that one.
Mr. Dalcour, do you have a lawyer today?
Oh, no, sir.
What are you doing about that?
I get one. I can get one.
It's time for you to get a lawyer. Are you working?
Yeah, I got my own business.
Doing what?
My clothes.
It's time for you to get a lawyer, sir. Do you understand?
All right. Who else wants him to meet up with the guy from yesterday? The filthy animal guy who has his own clothes business. Though we can't see what his shirt says at all. I'm going to tell you because you guys don't know the difference. Well, maybe Victoria and Melissa will rat me out, but it says filthy animal. That's what it says. Prove me wrong.
I will give you one more reset. You must have a lawyer by the next setting, sir.
All right.
Labano Pande.
Aris Mendez.
Mendez.
Mr. Dixon, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, Mr. Lee has a plate.
Okay. Ramona.
Yes, Judge.
I'm chatting you.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Good morning, Mr. D. Who do we have here?
Mr. Paul Callis, Your Honor.
What's the last name?
Callis, C-A-L-L-I.
Did you send me your address and everything? Send me a text.
All right.
to
Good morning,
Discord.
Mr.
I'll get it out
Callis.
to you right away.
Sir, you're charged
I'm
with
missing
theft.
addresses.
You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What have you guys worked out?
We've got a time served deal, Judge. Three days credit for one judge.
How many prior thefts do you have, Mr. Callis? Well, I see a prior auto theft. I see a prior burglary with intent to commit a theft. You have any other thefts out of counties? What I'm trying to tell you is that at some point, if you continue to pick up theft cases, they can use those to enhance you to a felony charge. And then you're looking at years instead of days. So I'm telling you to be careful, because your next step, even if it's a pack of gum, may land you in prison for a very long time. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement today. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, or denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense, sir? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I will roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. There's no restitution, is there?
No, sir.
Okay. Good luck, Mr. Ellis. Please see the clerk. Thank you, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if we did exactly half of the 119 people. It doesn't feel like we did 60 people there. So, but we did an hour of his docket. And he left for a while. He's a busy man. He has to work in a couple courts. Yep, I just replied to HRH. I'll get that out right away. I missed it. I missed the address in all the messages. So I'm gonna get the whole, you know what? Maybe I should do the whole candy debacle part of the docket on a video during the day. That way everybody can see it. Instead of trying to fit it into the live stream. And that way I can no, let me think about it. I'll put it out probably like I always do. I go around in a circle and always end up right at the beginning anyway. Oh well. Oh well. Well, guys, I haven't checked any of the dockets yet to see what's coming up today. But fingers crossed we get something good. Or fingers crossed Georgia. The Georgia judges have been off for a while now. I got a little bit of them last week, but man, they're taking. The problem is with the Georgia judges is they all go live at once. I can't get them all because they don't save it. You gotta get it when it comes up, and they all they don't spread each other out a bit. They all go live once, and I have to juggle to pick the best one and hope it's the good one. But hopefully, Shannon, don't buy any shirts right now. I'm gonna have a website that'll make it so much easier. People bought them and then they discorded me, and then the messages got all lost. So wait for the website. That way you can just order it, and then I'll get a nice little printout, make it, ship it. Filthy Animal Court Vibe shirts coming on. No, I don't want him to sue me. I don't want him to take my business away. I sold a couple shirts already. This is a thriving business. A thriving $1 million empire. $1 million. It's the underwear that I'm excited about. I just love them. I love them so much. Anyway. I'm scared my shirts might cut into my court time. I'm a little nervous about this, guys, but I'm a lot nervous about this, guys, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just quit my job. I'm joking. Can't quit my job or then we won't have electricity. Apparently you need that. I didn't legal. I said I wanted to marry him. I was going to marry that shirt guy, not this shirt guy that we saw today. Filthy Animal from yesterday. I'm going to marry him. He looks like a good next ex-husband for me. Yep. You can't really print anything on a thong. It's just too tiny. Nope, these are underwear. Big fluffy thermal knickers. Okay, I love that idea for many reasons. His whole one idea in the last 3 years, Michael? Listen, actually it's been more. Okay, when did that, what is that movie called? Home Alone. When did Home Alone come out? Because that's his idea, Home Alone. It was 30 years ago? Same. Absolutely not worth it. Never. Oh, yeah, I would have to move to Texas for him because he has to stay near his mama. Me and his mama share clothing. Edibles. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. No, legal. Don't say that. Wow. Is that not crazy? Home Alone came out in 1990. That's crazy. I could see the judge live. How many of you guys actually go to your local courthouses and see your local judges ever, ever? Like, I totally want to. I totally want to just sit in court all day. But I haven't. I don't know why. It's right down the road. I have off today. I could just go today. And mostly I work at night. I could just go every day if I wanted to. But you're watching court cases on your computer. Victoria, how often do you see Raul or Juanita? Yeah. Yeah. It would just be funny if Victoria and Melissa are like, Judge, I can't come in today. I'm sick. And then they just sit in Juanita's court all day long and watch. Where are you again? Because can you just go and watch? I don't know if like is it France that it's real secret? You can't really see court in France. I'm not gonna mention any other countries because I'm gonna get in trouble. Call an Uber. Oh, the Netherlands. Um, can you go in the Netherlands? Can you walk into the courtroom and just watch? Doraville. On the map, on the map, on the map. Use the map to help you if you're near Doraville. Yeah, I know yours are both. I know in Australia you can't absolutely not go, and you can go. And I that is hard. So I have some Australian court with the greatest lawyer of all time on my Patreon that you can go watch. You don't have to be a subscriber, or you can be a free subscriber. I don't know. I think anybody can just watch it. I don't even think you have to be a member. All right, Victoria and Melissa, it says that you got something yesterday. So if you haven't gotten it yet, you will get it today when your mail truck comes around. I don't know. It says it was delivered. So now you don't have to fight. All right. I'm going to get some work today. I'm not going to hop in Discord today. I'm going to go get some work done. I have a full day. I slept all day yesterday after I was done with Judge Fleischer's docket. Oh, just don't fight with Melissa. If you guys team up together, you can conquer the whole courtroom, except Steven. Can you just put Steven on your team right away? I'm going to get my website done. I'm going to get part of my big project done. Yep, check the mail. And I will talk to you all in 24 what, 22 hours, 21 hours, maybe 26 hours. You never know. Be nice, guys. Behave. Thank you so much for coming out. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys. Thank you. And thanks for all the hardworking mods. Thank you.